Hi, it's Teemu. Welcome to Norwich City Central.
Hello everybody, Lewis, Norwich City Central. I hope you're all doing well. And the championship is back, isn't it? That was a perfect kind of example of what the championship's all about. Norwich City 2, Preston North End 2, Norwich City getting a draw. Was that a fair result? I think so. Norwich City definitely didn't deserve to win the game. Preston, I thought, played very well. And it was one of those games which didn't have much quality in, which is a slight concern for Norwich City. But, we scored a couple of good goals, showed a bit of character, and that's kind of what it's all about at the end of the day. If you are new to Norwich City Central and want consistent match reviews and all the latest Norwich City news, then please do consider subscribing to the channel. My thoughts on the game. I'd love to hear your thoughts on the game down below, and we get a discussion going down below in the comment section. Didn't think Norwich City were at their best. Didn't really get out of second gear. I think there's a bit of lack of chemistry. I think quite a few new Norwich City players didn't really quite find their feet in the system, but as I say, on the balance of play, it was a fair result, and Preston caused a lot of problems. I wouldn't worry just yet. I mean, it's a good point at home, and then when Norwich City don't play well, what you want to do is you want to still be able to pick up points, and that's what we've been able to do with a late Placheta goal. A lot of late drama in this game. Placheta obviously scoring late, and Pukki almost scoring a winner right at the death, if it wasn't for a brilliant save by Declan Rudd, who had his own problems in the game. Before we get into the game, 1,000 fans attended, which was absolutely great, and it was really refreshing to hear 1,000 fans on the telly as well. I'm a season ticket holder, so I watched it on iFollow, and it was really refreshing to hear the fans, and that's what you want as well. It gives it a whole extra dilemma and a whole extra atmosphere when you've got the fans at the stadium, and it's very cool to hear them again, and first time in 6 months, and they were treated to a good old championship game, lots of drama, not the best defending, not the best attacking, but a game with a lot of character and a lot of talking points. Speaking about the game, Norwich City didn't start well in the first 10 minutes. Oliver Skipp, Tottenham fans won't be too pleased to hear him and kind of his contribution in this game. It was one of those where it was a very soft penalty, but you can kind of see why it's given. Oliver Skipp does give him a tiny push in the back from the corner, and the Preston player goes down like Tom Daly, but there was a tiny push, so you can understand why he's gone down and why the decision's been given in the end. Scott Sinclair steps up. Tim Krul, despite his penalty heroics, couldn't save this one. It goes down into the opposite side where Tim Krul dives. And Preston are 1-0 up, and Preston did play some good football. They've got a lot of attacking players and a bit of pace in Sinclair and Barkhausen. And on the counter-attack did look quite good in this game. They sat back well and they caused us problems. And Norwich City were really poor in the first 30 minutes. We didn't create anything until... who put in the cross? Was it Max Aaron's put in the ball? Pukki on the end of it, a nice flick towards goal. Declan Rudd should really save it, but somehow manages to spill it in his own net, and it's 1-1. And it's one of those where, look, it wasn't a vintage Pukki goal, but it's pleasing to see him get off the mark and get a goal. A nice direct header towards the goal. Rudd makes the save and then almost fumbles it back into his own net, and obviously... Declan Rudd had a very interesting game. Of course, an ex-Norwich City player, did very poor for that goal, but right at the end made one of the best saves you'll see in a long while. A brilliant save to deny Pukki. And Norwich City had a good spell in that 5 to 10 minutes, but ultimately didn't really get going. Preston were by far the superior team. They looked disciplined, organised, and played some good stuff. And then they did manage to make it 2-1. Just before the stroke of half time. Some awful defending from Norwich City. Really bad defending. A simple through ball, and suddenly Scott Sinclair is in the box, unmarked. No one tracks his run. I think Skipp should be tracking it. I think our defence was far too high up, and that's been a problem with Norwich City. It's at times where we have such a high line, it's easy for pace to get in behind us, and that was a real problem then. Scott Sinclair gets in, Ben Godfrey off the line, and Isa Fisher, I think it was, on the rebound, the right back, puts it in to make it 2-1. And there's a bit of controversy towards the goal, because I think Fisher should have got sent off. He made a foul, got a yellow card, then got right up in the ref's face. Really close up, aggressive towards him. And for me, when a player shows that kind of abuse to a ref, I think that should be a red card. Didn't give it. And puts it in the back of the net to make it 2-1. And Norwich City go 2-1 down. They probably deserved it as well. As I said, with Norwich City, I thought defensively we were quite poor in terms of we had this high line, and we didn't really have that much fluidity. In the Championship, it's beautiful to see us, get forward, make runs in behind, find players in pockets of space like we did with Stupman, 25-30 yards. Didn't come in this game, but I'm sure it will come. It's only the second game of the season, and as I said, there's plenty of positives to take from this game. And when you don't play well, it's nice to see you still get a point, and there's a lot of drama in this game. But Norwich City started the second half a bit more positively, a bit more attacking intent. Max Aarons had two really good opportunities from outside the box. Now, Max Aarons, it came out in the news today that Norwich City have rejected a £20 million bid from Barcelona, which is just crazy. Where Norwich City of the Championship are, stopping, players like, going to Barcelona. It's absolutely crazy. And for me, Max Aarons, I mean, of course he'd want to move to Barcelona in a big club, but Norwich City have got to stand firm. If the valuation doesn't come in, then you can't go. Jamal Lewis couldn't go to Liverpool, but when Newcastle put in the right bid, then we could accept it. So yeah, Max Aarons is someone who, if I was Max, I'd love to go to Barcelona or Bayern Munich, but the bid's got to be right. But that just shows how well we've done in terms of these players who have been in a really poor defence in the Premier League, who are in the Championship now, are still being touted by Premier League clubs. It just shows how high the potential is and how well the academies work. But here's two opportunities, one going just over the bar and the second one also just going just over the bar. Good efforts from him. Preston, their kind of game plan was to sit back and try and hit us on the counter-attack and hit us from set pieces as well. Of course, Norwich City conceding a set piece when Oliver Skipp, conceding a penalty when Oliver Skipp pushed over, I think it was Scott Sinclair, and yet again their set pieces defending wasn't too great, let's put it that way, and that's going to be kind of a running theme for Norwich City. But Norwich City huffed and puffed. Placheta had a great chance. Adam Eder comes off the bench, brilliant play from Adam Eder, so confident to run into the box, puts a great shot in, and Placheta, he's 5 yards out, falls straight to him. It's a dream kind of position, open goal, and he skies it over the bar. I think that's probably going to be our worst miss in the Championship you'll see. An absolutely horrid miss from Placheta, and he didn't have the best of games actually. Didn't really fit in too much. He kind of grew into the game later on, but didn't have the best of starts after coming on for Kieran Dow. But it's really pleasing to see him get his goal in the 84th minute. The ball comes in, Placheta's shot is blocked, falls back to him, and 12 yards out, a nice finish, nice volley into the net. And then from then on, it's about 10 minutes left of the game. Norwich City huffed and puffed. Preston came at us on the counter-attack. And then the big moment in the game, a ball comes in, Placheta on the left, brilliant cross into Pukki. Pukki shoots, brilliant effort from Pukki from 12 yards, but Declan Rudd, beautiful save to tip it over the bar. And Norwich City finished the game 2-2. On the balance of play, I think that was a fair result. Norwich City really poor in the first half, lacking chemistry, growing into the game in the second half, and Preston did look good on the counter, looked defensively organised, but I think a 2-2 draw was a fair result. Norwich City definitely not at their fluid best. But it's only 2 games in. I'm sure when the new players start to get settled, that chemistry will come. We've got some really good attacking players, a lot of attacking talents. I still worry a little bit defensively. I think we was caught up with our high line, and set pieces are always going to be a problem. But there's a lot of attacking talent, and I'm sure defensively we can improve as well. Placheta did well to get his goal, which I'm pleased about, and Pukki as well to get his goal as well. My man of the match. Wasn't really too many standout players, to be honest with you. I thought Adam Eder off the bench looked really good. Max Aarons was probably my man of the match. They're consistently good and caused a threat down the right-hand side. But overall, pleased with a point. Norwich City coming back from behind twice to salvage a point against the Preston side. And when you don't play well, it's all about getting the points on the board. And I'm sure Norwich City will improve. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section as Norwich City draw 2-2 to Preston with some late drama with Placheta getting a late goal. Subscribe to Norwich City Central if you're new. Thanks for watching. I'd love to hear your thoughts down below in the comment section. Get them down there, and I'll see you later.